Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. Today it's the Tuesday, was 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now it's 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and probably will stay there for a while, but we'll always let you know. We appreciate you coming in and watching our shows live. I'm Ken Scove, the founder and owner of the LA Connection, 47 years strong and about 4 years strong online. Let's introduce the cast playing our long-form game tonight called Reality House. And we have G.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Roberta.
Hey, hope you enjoy the show.
Madeline.
Hi, thanks for being here.
Michael.
Hello, everyone. Enjoy the show.
Lindsay.
Hey, everyone. Thanks again for watching.
And Harry.
Hello there. Hope you fancy us.
Okay, I want to have all you guys go back to your respective rooms for a second. What is Reality House? Well, you know Big Brother. You know the real world. They all live in the same house, and then somebody gets kicked out of the house. Well, we're going to do that kind of idea called Reality House, where they're all in this new reality for 30 days inside a house. You can see the house right behind me. Today, our production team is coming down to interview and listen in to people having conversations. Sometimes I'll actually talk to them as the host of the show. Other times I'll let them talk amongst themselves, and then we'll culminate with a final me coming back on and having them talk to one person they hadn't talked to yet, to have any sort of finalization with that person before we then take a cast vote and kick someone off the show. The winner will win $100,000. The runner-up will win $25,000. So once we get down to two, obviously they'd want to kick each other off. So our judges and myself and you, the home audience, will decide who gets that $100,000 and who gets the runner-up $25,000. So today we have 6 on the show, and let's bring all 6 of them in right now. Now, each one of these was a child star this time. Each different times in their life, they'll tell us a little bit about their history of what show they worked on, their main show they got known for as a child star, and they all got arrested. So you've seen some of our other reality shows where we had just divorcees, we've had athletes. Today it's child stars and child stars who got arrested for something, and that will make it even more exciting to hear from them. So they've been in the house for 30 days. I'm sure some of them might have known each other prior to coming into the house, but some of them, it's the first time they've met each other for the last 30 days, and we're going to kind of find out how they like each other, how they got along. Obviously, some people don't get along, and that would be one of the people that might get kicked out. All right, so let's go over to G right now. G, tell us a little about yourself, what show you got known for as a child, how old were you, and how did you get arrested?
Yeah, so when I was about 4 years old, I was on a show called Zaboomafoo. It was about these 2 adult males who were animal experts, and they had an ensemble of kids who would interact with real live animals. Really great stuff. I did well. One day, I noticed that one of the geckos that had been on was kind of near me as we were wrapping up, and I just took it, and no one ever caught me, and it was all good. I did well on the show. It only lasted a couple of years, but I was able to parlay that into kind of a successful direct-to-DVD sequel stuff. I did a Free Willy sequel. It was called Willy's Out, but because of the title, some people were confused as to what kind of movie it was, and so that kind of ended the career. But working with these animals, I just realized what incredible beings they are, and my parents took me to the zoo, and I said, not on my watch. So over the next few years, I devised schemes where I would let animals out of the zoos, the aquariums, and I got caught when I was 18 and finally put in jail.
How long were you in jail?
I was in jail for 4 years.
4 years, okay. Well, welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go over to Roberta. Tell us your show you worked on and how you got arrested.
I worked on Hannah Montana.
Mm-hmm.
I was obviously her body double, her stand-in. And I worked there from, I guess, 14, 15, 16. And then when I was 17, I don't know. They said that I stole her wigs. And then they said that all of a sudden her jewelry was missing, that she wore on the show. And then, then there were a couple of outfits. And okay, so I'll admit maybe I might have borrowed just to go out when I turned 18, an outfit or 2 or 3 or maybe 8. So they kicked me off the show, and then I spent 2 years in this. It was terrible to me, but it was minimum security prison. They said that I was like, they call it shoplifting because
Hmm.
it didn't stop there, but it was a lie. It was a lie. I deserved it. I deserved the clothes, and I
Okay.
deserved the hair.
Okay. Well, thank you for your story. Let's move over to Madeline. So, Madeline, tell me your story and how you got arrested.
Sure, I'd love to. So, before we begin, I just want everyone to know my name is Madeline and my hometown is Savannah, Georgia. I was on Toddlers and Tiaras when I was a kid, and how I got arrested is really unfortunate, certainly not model pageant behavior. But when I was an older adult, I, wasn't quite so much in the pageant life. It kind of got to me a little bit. And, I broke into one of my rivals' house and I stole her prize money and her crown. And so, I ended up spending about 2 years in the clink. And ever since then, I've been trying to live a life of remorse.
Okay. Well, thank you for your story. Let's go over to Michael, your story and how you got arrested.
I've been doing this a long time. I started off on a cartoon show for kids, and then eventually a role came my way where I played a young arms dealer selling guns out of the trunk of my car. And, that role kind of led me down this path where I started selling all sorts of stuff, pot, guns, whatever. I just needed to make a buck. And unfortunately, I got busted with guns and drugs. So I've been in and out of the system for the last 5 years, trying to plead for my case to let me out to go for auditions. And some of these judges aren't as lenient as you'd like.
Okay. Well, thank you for your story. Let's go over to
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Hello, I'm Lindsay. I'm auditioning for a role on the house. What do we call it? This Big Brother house?
Right. Well, we don't. Yeah, you're already on the deal.
I
So,
agree. But I just wanted everyone to know that I'm also auditioning while I'm still when I'm in the house. I'm auditioning
okay.
for the
Okay.
roles. I'm open.
Okay.
I'm free. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I was on Full House,
Hmm.
and I was playing Kira, who was Kimmy, the neighbor's older sister. And uh, we shot about an episode and a half. And during that time, it was very stressful in my life. And I was caught, I guess, sipping a couple cases of beer.
Hmm.
I don't. Don't go into which kind because I don't know if we should endorse it. But then they said, so I spent a night in jail, and it was rough. It was very, very rough. And then I decided to accidentally, I got confused. My ID got confused with somebody else's, and I took their ID, and I was in line for a club. Long story short, handed the ID that was not me because I got fooled. And they said it was identity theft. I'm like, dude, come on. So then I
Okay.
spent 3 solid months.
3 months. Okay. That's very good.
It was rough.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's go to Harry.
Hey, my name is Harry. I played young Indiana Jones in the short-lived TV series Young Indiana Jones. People were quite impressed that I was able to bear Harrison Ford's likeness when I came into the audition, everything down to his mannerisms. He has actually a scar underneath his chin. I was able to replicate that scar the night before. And yeah, that's how I got the role. I was also able to impersonate Ford's signature for one role where I had to grade a paper as Professor Indiana Jones. And that's where my love of people's signatures and penmanship and emulating that penmanship swept in. Carried it over to cancel the show when Spielberg and Lucas discovered that I had used their signatures to write a few checks, only a couple, only a few, I did the same for some other directors, such as Mr. Stanley Kubrick, who had, by the way, he had the worst handwriting in the world. But anyway, that landed me, and about 7 or 8 years, I was able to be let out early for good behavior, which shouldn't surprise you at all. And here I am today.
Okay, well, I'm going to be talking with each one of you individually. I'm glad you were able to introduce yourself to our home audience. And we'll start off with G. Will you stay out here? Everybody else, you can go back into your rooms. I'll call you back in just a little while, okay? So, G, I know that you had let out different things from aquariums and zoos and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you were kind of, I don't know why you're doing that. Why are you doing that?
What do you mean?
Do you have to have a shark prop? I mean, is this...
This is my friend.
Okay, people told me you were a little strange. They told me that sometimes you'd put this guy on your hand and you threaten people as well if they got in too close to your space. As some of the other people in the house said that to my production assistant we were setting up. Is that true?
It can be a boundaries thing. It can be a little ribald, if like Michael is feeling like he's getting a little frisky and I got to give him a bite to excite him, then, that's what happens.
Yeah, both the ladies said you tried to bite their ass with that thing.
It wasn't me. It was the friend.
But the friend's on your hand, and we all know that's just a...
Do you see my hand right now?
Rubber shark. No, I don't see your hand right now.
Well, then it couldn't have been my hand that did it.
Okay, what's the name of your friend?
This is Mr. Rosenchomp.
Rosenchomp? So chomp. So he likes to chomp on stuff.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the rest of his body, so he only can really...
There's your arm. I see your arm right now. Your arm just came in the frame. Okay, yeah, I can't see your hand. No, but we know it's on... Okay, people said you were like that. You bit people with that thing. You do practical jokes in the house. Sometimes you'd leave that thing on the couch without your hand in it, and it would just be sitting there, and then you go stick your hand in it and then lay on the person's knee.
I mean, we can't be together 24 hours a day. If he ends up in Harry's shower or something like that, I'm not in control of that. He belongs in the water.
Madeline tried to steal that.
Yeah, it didn't end well for her.
What happened there?
Let's just say that there was a bit of an Evander Holyfield situation, and that's why she doesn't allow any close-ups of her left ear anymore.
So you're saying the shark bit her ear off?
Just a piece of it.
Mr. Rosenchomp?
Mm-hmm.
Does he talk? Does Rosenchomp talk?
No, he has a very thick underwater accent, and he's embarrassed of it, so he lets me interpret. He'll whisper in my...
So he's what, like a Scottish waters he floats in? Because sometimes you can't understand those people, thick Scottish accents, or maybe deep in Australia in the middle?
Yeah, he's kind of... Well, he's from all over the Atlantic. He's born in Cape Cod, and so, maybe there's a little Eastern Mass kind of accent to it, but it's all underwater. So if
listen, let me ask you one other thing, because Roberta said this to me. She said you were going to try and have a makeout session, but you had to keep the Mr. Rosenchomp on your hand.
Yeah, well, I have the other hand to do whatever. I mean, are there?
But you started playing, with her, like, her neck, and you actually wanted to go down to number 2. But she says, I'm not going to have that thing near any of my nipples.
Yeah, she said no. And I said, okay, that's understandable. Okay. I mean, it's not if you think it's a real shark with real teeth, I mean, look at these things. They're not even sharp. He never got braces. So it can't hurt.
Okay. So I guess we're going to be doing the show with your dear friend today, Mr. Rosenchomp. My production assistant said this could be a problem, but I'll deal with it. So thank you very much. You and Mr. Rosenchomp go back to your room now.
Thank you.
Okay, Michael, you want to come out, please? Okay. So we found out that you're trying to sell some of our furniture. in the house? Because we do have the security cameras, and we saw a truck come up 2 days ago, and you were thinking about trying to sell one of the antique pieces of furniture we have in the house.
Yeah, there's good stuff here.
Yeah, but
there's great stuff here.
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, I just thought that if it looks like some of the stuff's been here for so long. I thought that maybe if I took some of the stuff that's here now, maybe they'd upgrade the furniture around the facility. So that's why I did it. I'm not really into furniture as much as I am other things. I did get a few $100 for some of the cameras that were outside. I just assumed they weren't in use, so I sold those. It's tough these days. I've been trying to make a comeback, but unemployment only gives you so much, and I'm just not booking like I used to. I don't know why.
Yeah. Someone caught you looking in the neighbor's mailbox.
Yeah, I was looking for a residual check of mine, and I just
in their mailbox.
Yeah, sometimes the post workers put stuff in the wrong mailbox, and
Harry put you up to that, didn't he? Harry said if you can go find a check, he can rewrite it to you.
Yeah, that is that's mostly true. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. My last residual check was 11 cents. So, it's like
someone said you turned that into $11,000.
Sometimes I buy penny stocks. Sometimes.
So you knew Harry before the show, because
apparently
Harry showed you how to change that check from 11 cents to $11,000.
Yeah. He's really smart. We had so much time on the set together. You just start talking. You just do anything to kill time. It's so boring when you're not in front of the camera, right? So, he's pretty talented, though. I think he's got a future ahead of him for sure out of here.
What happened with you when you said, Roberta, we can have sex, but you're going to have to pay me?
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't, I let people know up front, what I do for free and what I don't do for free. So, I just thought if I made it expensive that maybe she'd leave me alone. But she keeps coming after me.
Right, but it sounds like, you've this habit of you selling stuff.
Yeah.
Anything. You're trying to sell our furniture, you're selling your body.
I mean, listen, I'm bored, and we're only on this, planet for so long. So I'm just trying to, live life, no stone left unturned, and except for a few. And then, I'm just trying to live life to the fullest. And as soon as I get out of this place, I'm going to pick that pace right back up. So.
You sold that shark, Mr. Rosenchamp.
I did.
Yeah, you sold that to G the first day you met. So you and apparently you stole it from your kid.
At first I took some stuff from home so that I could have little reminders, but then I realized these reminders are more of a pain in the ass than anything else. So I started selling almost all the stuff I came to the house with. So
okay, so
struggling actor, right?
Harry is now obsessed with this Mr. Rosenchamp, and he's wearing it all the time. He thinks it's a real person.
G is wearing it.
That's right. G.
Harry's,
I'm saying G.
Who's got all the puppets? Yeah. You should see some of the puppets he's got. He's got a couple voodoo dolls down there.
Oh my God. Okay.
Some really cool stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you, Michael. We'll be seeing you throughout the show today. Okay.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Let's have Lindsay come in. Okay.
Sorry.
How'd you get that? What happened there?
We were just playing games last night. Had some high noons, and kind of got a little kind of crazy with Rosenchamp.
Okay, so G was there though, right?
Yes, G was there. Michael was there. Me and Michael go way back to our kid days. When you're dumb and you just have unprotected sex and a love child is made, those days.
So
Everyone
you and Michael have a love child?
Yeah. My mom's raising it because she's like,
okay.
hey, I'm sorry. him
Right.
because she said I'm like not responsible enough, you know.
Yeah. Did Michael ever ask you if he could sell the baby?
Yes, he did multiple times. The fifth time, my mom was like, "No, you guys both aren't going to be. You can't raise the kid." He tried. He'd even tried to
I
like
see.
some guy on the street. He wasn't even asking for a kid, and he just walked up with our son and said, "Would you like this? I'll trade you for." I think it was like $5, $10. Like, come, we were poor
Okay.
back then.
That son that you had together, that's the one who has Mr. Rosenchomp. That was the shark came from your son, and
Mhm.
that's the one Michael then sold to G.
It was my grandfather's, and he gave it to our son as his like last dying wish kind of thing, and so he wanted my son to have that, and Michael came over and wanted to say goodbye to our kid before he came on the show and took it. So, but you know, got bit
Okay,
by
so
it.
you're not really sleeping with G. You're sleeping with Mr. Rosenchomp.
um I don't really know. It was like after a couple of these, and there was multiple people in the room. I can't tell you whose hand was in there or where hands were,
Hmm.
but I did get bit.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of. We told you guys we would cover the food and everything in the house. We've got an extraordinary bill for alcohol.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
People just like in the house are they're like all drunks. I'm like, calm down. Like,
Yeah, it
you got
seems
to make
like
this
you. It
feel
seems like
relaxed.
most of them you signed for.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to bring like fun to the house, you know, just kind of create
Okay.
entertainment. So maybe
Okay.
some agent sees it somewhere. So
Okay. Well, thank you for your insights today. Okay, I'm going to have Roberta come out here now. Thank you so much. Okay, so Roberta,
Yes.
so what were you thinking when Michael asked you to pay him to have sex?
No way. I was like, are you kidding? I was Hannah Montana's stand-in photo double. Plus, I, I think it's just the truth. I really think it's because he's still in love with Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about it, but I don't know. The whole G Lindsay thing and G Michael thing is a cover because I think Michael is secretly pining away for Lindsay.
Mm. Now you mentioned G. How many times has G bitten you, or I should say, Mr. Rosenchomp? How many times
Oh,
has?
please. Now G is a different story. I would totally be into G if I could get that thing off him.
Right, right. So
But it's
insist,
kind
right?
of that thing. It's cumbersome. He was like sticking it in my ear. I, I won't tell you where else he wanted to put it.
Well, the producers told me the nipples, and you
No,
thought I
it
could
was
rip
worse.
something off.
It
Oh.
was worse. He wanted to go. I'm not going to
Undersea diving? Is that what you're saying?
exactly. And I won't say that because again, I was a serious stand-in actor
Mm-hmm.
until
Okay.
they said I stole things like jewelry and clothing and stuff.
Was he thinking about going into some caves as well?
Yes, he
I see.
was. And it had to be with that stupid little puppet thing with the teeth.
Did
So
he
it's a
say
shame.
if the thing was mouth open, it could be a double hit?
No, he just said wherever I go, chomps go. And I'm like, no,
Oh, we call
no,
it Chomps. That's his nickname. So
no.
Rosenchomp, he just says Chomps.
In the heat of the moment, he called it chomps
Okay. Why are you
because he
so jealous of Madeline?
because she has better jewelry. And okay, so I did sneak into her room and I did try to steal one of her tiaras. Okay, I did. I shouldn't use the word steal. I tried to borrow it because I wanted to see how it looked on me, and she caught me. So then she yelled at me and she accused me of like being a thief and said I deserved to be thrown off Hannah Montana and do 2 years in jail because I'm like a thief and I stole the hair and the clothes and the jewelry. And she just has better stuff.
Okay. So, and Michael, Has he tried to sell you anything other than his body?
No, after
Okay.
well, yes, he did try to sell me some kind of. He said it was Lindsay's old outfit that like their first date. They went on this first date, and he loved this dress, which he saves, and he wanted me to like. He goes, "I'll sell this to you for $50 if you put it on. Then if you pay me another $100, then we can have sex." And I'm like, that's getting a little creepy.
Yeah, it's a little
He's like
creepy.
trying to turn me into Lindsay on their first date.
Yeah, that I don't think Lindsay would have appreciated seeing her dress that they had on their first date. That'd be weird.
Apparently, it was like
Yeah.
this meaningful, beautiful thing, and he even had background music, and he's like,
Wow.
"For another $25, I can even recreate the whole ambiance." And I'm like, "Oh, no, no."
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to be seeing you later in the show. Okay. Let's bring Madeline out.
Hi, glad to
Okay.
be here.
Yeah. So I was just talking to Roberta, and you've caught her trying to steal some stuff from you.
More times than I can count, if I'm going to be honest with you. But you know what? I can't help it. I've gotten used to people being envious of me my whole life. So why would it stop here?
Well, apparently you decided to steal stuff back. So what did you steal from her?
Well, I mean, I felt like fair was fair. I mean, this necklace,
I see.
I borrowed, in her words, from her. You know what? Because I feel like if she was going to steal a little bit of my sunshine, I was going to steal a little bit of her glitz. So here we
Mm-hmm.
are.
Mm-hmm. Is that Lindsay's dress you're wearing?
Well, I mean, she wasn't using it. So
I
I
see.
just figured community property, right? Like we're in this house.
Right. It's just kind of awkward. Did Michael sell you that dress?
I mean, at a very good rate. I mean, I
Okay.
saw it and I told Lindsay that I thought it was one of the most beautiful dresses I've ever seen. And then the next day, Michael comes up to me. He says, "Well, if you would like that dress, you can have it for a crisp 20." And I said, "Why not?"
Okay. Well, Lindsay's going to be seeing it today for the show, probably for the first time. So it could be nice to see how she reacts to the fact that maybe she didn't know Michael took it and then sold it. I don't know what happened there. Uh, so let's go over to G. Has G's Mr. Rosenchomp? Oh, what happened to your? We've lost your camera. There you are. Has G's Mr. Rosenchomp ever bit you anywhere?
Well, yeah, I mean, one time, like, I was trying to get to know G because I felt like he was friendly and nice and just like someone that I could really commit to. But then his friend was being all weird. And next thing I know, he's just chomping at my ear. And I don't think you understand what that does to a person. I mean, I'm known to be in pageants and all, and now I got to wear clip ons.
Right. I see your hair is covering your ears, so we won't ask you to expose. But Mr. Chomper bit a little bit of your what lobe off or what?
He took a big old chunk out of there. And so, you know what? Ever since then, it's just never been the same. I don't sleep at night wondering if he's going to be lurking around the corner ready to get me again.
Hmm. Okay, so you kind of like to stay away from G. It sounds like.
Well, I don't like G's friend, but I do like G. I think he's real nice. But you know what? He's got to get rid of that friend. He's just a little
Hmm.
too much, and he's really probably ruining his dating life.
Okay. What about your dating life? Is there anybody you like in the house? I mean, you just said you kind of like G, but you don't like his friend. But what about the other two guys?
I mean, you know what? Harry's real cute, and I mean, he played Indiana Jones, and I know that movie. When I was interviewing in my pageants, I was talking about how I love all those old movies, and so you know what? To think that Harry was a part of one of those, even if it was kind of a legacy. I mean, I could get into that. That tells me that he's something special.
Well, is he something special because he asked you to get a check from one of the neighbors? Michael, he had going one way, you went the other way. You did find a check, and he rewrote the check to you. And I think the check was originally made out for well, not a lot. It was like
Yeah.
$1,200, but he changed the name on it. Now you cashed that check.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Like Harry's been real nice and real sensitive and helpful because he knows that, I was hard on hard times when I was arrested. I took all that money and then when they let me out, of course, I didn't have anything to go back to. And so other than this show, Harry's really been the biggest support for me to be able to come back, get back on my feet. And, those pageant fees, they ain't cheap. So here I am. I got to be shelling that stuff out. So Harry's really doing me a solid.
When Michael sold you the dress, did he ask you to pay for him to have sex with you?
Well, yeah, which, I thought like Michael's cute and all, but I felt like it was a little unchristian of him to proposition himself. And ever since I was saved by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in the clink, like I just don't know that I can do things like that.
Wait a minute, you just said you were saved, but then you just helped a forged check to you.
Well, I think Jesus would have wanted me to have that money. He doesn't say that I got to be with Michael.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you throughout the show, Madeline. Let's bring Harry out right now.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah, Harry. Go ahead and just put that is a real painting. Okay.
Yes, they got.
Okay. You were going to try and sell that. It's not. It's. You're saying it's a what?
A Degas. That's an artist.
No, it's Descartes. It was done by one of our production assistants' friend. It's not a real thing. So don't try and sell that to anybody saying it's a famous artist, Harry.
Okay. Well, then I'll just keep it at bay. It'll look good in this house.
Yeah. Well, it's our property, by the way. I don't know why you selling our property. I mean, I know you and Michael are colluding to do some stuff because he asked you to go get a check. You said have him go get a check from the mailbox next door.
His residuals, right?
Yeah, but he was unsuccessful. His residuals would go to him, not the neighbor's mailbox. And the other side, but the other side, you did get Madeline. You got her a check. You were able to change the name and put it on her name for $1,200. So you're still doing that even on our show.
Yeah, I mean, Maddie's a nice girl, all right? I think she's probably the most misunderstood person in this entire group. Her life hasn't been all sunshines and rainbows, and I think, she's very religious, and I respect that. I think, as someone who doesn't have a God in his life, I very much I find myself attracted to fervent girls, and Maddie is certainly fervent. She has that fervor to her, and it makes me fervent. She's giving me that secondhand faith. So I like that.
So you think you're both fervent together?
Sure. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. I mean, I'm fervent about my arts, but that's a religion in itself.
Yeah. She did say that she thought you were attractive. She mentioned G as well, but I think she seems to be more interested in you. I think Lindsay and Michael are interested in each other, and G might be interested in Roberta. They have fooled around a little bit, but he's got to take that thing off his hand. Has he ever approached you with that? Yeah.
Yeah, chomps. Yeah. I mean,
have you had any, encounters with chomps?
One day. I was just showering one day, and I saw him just out there. Firstly, the thing smells disgusting. I don't know what it's been through or not. I thought about maybe selling it off or something, or giving it to Michael, but to do so, but it just smells so terrible.
Michael sold it to him.
Oh, really? Okay, that's how he got it. Well, Michael,
it was Michael's, I would probably say, illegitimate son, because they were not married. They had the baby out of wedlock. Lindsay, obviously they haven't told you this. Well, I'm telling you this because you'll see it on the show, and it's going to make it more interesting that you know this information. Those two slept with each other when they were younger, and they had a baby when they, I believe, was teenagers, and the mother's raising the baby right now. And Michael took some of the stuff from the kid's house, the mom's house. One of them was Mr. Chompers. It was given to him by the grandfather, and he was going to just remind himself of his kid as a memory, but he didn't want that memory, so he sold it to Michael on day one, and Michael all of a sudden has got this whole character, Mr. Rosenchomps, and he thinks it's really a real person.
Oh, boy. Okay, this is a lot to process, especially I gave Lindsay her first fake ID. I mean, this girl is still a child to me, and she's doing this stuff?
Yeah. Okay, so you knew Lindsay also before the show. You guys should have told me some of this stuff because you're not all supposed to know each other before the show. Now I'm finding out. I'm beginning to wonder if you and Michael and Lindsay all colluded to pretend like you didn't know each other. Now you're telling me that you gave her a fake ID when she was underage?
Well, yes, and we were young back then, and we were just falling into little mistakes. And Michael and I worked on movies together. I think Michael was even on Young Indiana Jones set, and we were just passing time. And I taught him how to forge checks. Emulate certain signatures, and that's how it happened. I mean, we were just kids messing around. That's youth.
Okay. Well, thank you, Harry. We'll see you throughout the show.
Thank you.
Okay. Now what we're going to do is, go ahead, Harry. You can leave the room now. You can actually, thanks. Going to steal our painting. Okay. Now we're going to have them pair up. I'm going to alternate their pairs so they all get a chance to work with each other. Then I'll come back towards the end, and they'll have one other person they hadn't worked with, and I'll help moderate that part by throwing in a few questions. But let's bring Michael and G out. Come on out to the room, and I'm going to leave right now and just let you two guys talk it out.
Gee, man, I'm getting a lot of cool stories about Rosenchamp.
Yeah, well, he's a cool guy. So thank you for selling him to me. I guess my only kind of issue is one, it's kind of weird that you're charging us double to have sex with you. I thought maybe you could be like a buy one get one half off kind of thing. And also, I had those lionfish in the bathtub. I didn't mean for those to be sold. I had those rescues. I brought them into the house at the beginning of the show.
Oh, yeah. If there's not a sign hanging around with that stuff, I just typically just take stuff and sell it. So I apologize. I didn't realize that those, had some sentimental value for you. So I might try to make it up.
And the other, you sold the part of Madeline's ear that she says Mr. Rosenchamp bit off.
I mean, look, like, I don't want everyone to know this, but, it may look like I'm, rolling in it, but I'm just as broke as every other actor out here in Hollywood. So, you know what I mean? I got to sell whatever I can sell. If I see something I can make a few bucks on and I don't have to go be a waiter somewhere, I'd rather sell stuff and do it that way.
Have you tried acting?
Doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
Always on, man. Always on.
Yeah. Do you think that I have any shot with Roberta left? I mean, she's been through the Rosenchamp thing. I told her he likes wet places, so I don't know why this comes as a surprise. I told her it was better for digestion, but when I tried to feed her like a bird at breakfast, she really didn't go for that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's forgivable at all?
It's forgivable. I mean, maybe try a different animal. See what floats. Maybe she's got her little kinks or hang-ups on something.
Yeah. Now your son, right? Your son is on the outside, right?
Yeah.
So he would theoretically have access to a zoo.
Oh yeah. What are you looking for? What do you want?
Well, I'll tell you the strategy is you go to the chimps first.
Yeah.
And through sign language, does he know sign language?
We can learn it.
Okay. You teach them how to let all the other animals loose. And so you really only need to go into the zoo once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be so cool to set everything free. I mean, what a bunch of chaos.
Do you think Lindsay, she's just kind of looking for fame. You think she'd be down with that, right?
Oh, God. Just when I forget that I actually had a relationship with her, she brings it back up. And it's bad enough with my kid. So I don't know what to say about Lindsay and what's going to make her happy. When we were together, it was like no matter what I did wasn't enough. Here I am, a series regular on a show. I need more stuff. It's like nonstop. So the irony of us still being in the same place now, so many years later, it's. Yeah. Some people would say it's, God trying to, shine a light down and here's the path that you should take. But I've been down that path and I'm not sure I want to go back down it.
So
Lindsay and Roberta, please meet now. Lindsay and Roberta.
I'll tell you later.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Roberta. So I am missing a dress. I brought it. It's black. It's cute. And I wore it on
I know the story. I know the whole story, Lindsay. I hate to break it to you. Michael tried to sell me the dress to have sex with him. I said no, of course, because you're my friend, but I hate to break this to you. Um, Madeline, who by the way is wearing my necklace, is wearing your dress.
Uh,
The dress.
the pageant biatch?
Yes. And she's wearing my necklace. I mean, I happen to have a quid pro quo and grabbed her little bracelet, but she's wearing your beautiful, beautiful black dress. With the first date, with the music, when he explained the whole date to me, by the way. It was beautiful.
I
He
mean,
wanted to sell that whole date.
that was the best and only thing he's pretty much ever done for me. So I keep that dress as a reminder that he could change, that he could be a better person, that he won't sell our child or his body for money. But I'm starting to now understand that he's not going to ever change. This is wild. I had no idea. I mean, the first couple times he tried to sell our child, like we had a long talk, and it was like, please don't do that again. That doesn't look good. That's bad PR. TMZ is going to pick it up, and I'm not going to get a role again. But he continues to do it. And Madeline, have you noticed she has a very dark side? That's all sunshines and rainbows, and I just love everything.
Beyond dark, because I think she's also with G, who I happen to like G, but G needs to get rid of the chumpy.
Madeline and Harry, please meet now. Madeline and Harry.
Hey, Maddie. How are you?
Harry, how are you?
It's really good to see you. I love your dress.
Why, thank you. You know what? It makes me feel all rich and fancy, which hopefully we will be by the end of this show.
Oh, trust me, darling. You're always going to be rich when you're with me, and fancy,
You know, the way things are going, I think we're really headed for success. Now, whether we win the show or not, I think that if we could just get our hands on that check, you know what? We'll be in good shape.
Oh, I mean, we can get our hands on the check anytime. I mean, here's the thing you don't understand, Maddie, is that I can give you anything you want, all right? That's who I am for you, and I'm willing to do it whenever you want. But I do have to ask you a question, my dear. I have heard some rumors of late, and they're a little, unfavorable towards you, and they're regarding a certain member of the house who has an affinity for sharks, animals, and I'm just gonna pose the question to you right now. Are you doing anything with G?
You know what? I thought about it, and I was kind of into it for a minute, but here's the thing. I mean, ever since I tried because I thought there was some natural chemistry there. But when Mr. Rosenchomp came for me, and G just stood there as it was happening. And so, you know what? I think that at this point, I'm staying as far away from that as I can.
Okay, so Michael and Lindsay, please meet now.
Found this in your room.
Yeah. Go on. Just say whatever you're going to say. I cannot wait to get out of here.
First of all, this is our son's, and it was in your room. Were you planning on selling that as well as that Mr. Chompin?
Yeah, everything that I've bought for our kid. I'm glad you finally started to correct yourself, because hearing you say, my kid, my bedroom, my house, that's why we're not together anymore. You're so selfish, and all you really care about is my cash. So guess where I'm getting the cash from? I'm selling the stuff that I already bought for the house, things that I got you even. I'm just liquidating all of it.
I let go of I forgave you for when you tried to sell our child. I forgave you when you tried to sell me. Like, you can't just go and sell your girlfriend. I mean, come on.
We started off role playing. I called you my biatch. Then you thought it was funny. So then we went down the path of taking it into a real place. You just didn't like that I came and policed you. So, you know, Miss, oh, I'll do anything for the family. Whoa, what am I missing here?
Well,
How was I in the wrong?
Where were you last night? Look what I got.
Great. Great. Who's that? I gotta tell them, I want to congratulate them and wish them well. Who was it?
I'm not sure. It was dark.
Yeah.
Where were
Yeah,
you?
probably
last
you.
night?
It's probably you with the little like suction thing, just giving yourself a hickey to try to make, you know, everyone jealous. But
Oh, G and Madeline, please meet now. G and Madeline.
Hey, Madeline.
Hi, G. You know, I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to talk to you without your friend. I just wanted to tell you that, you know, I thought that we had a good friendship going, and you know what? It got a little weird.
Yeah. What? No, I feel the same way. Listen, you knew, being from the South, you knew so much about alligators and their worth, and I was really attracted to your ability to steal. You know, people don't really think about it, but I'm in the business of thievery as well. I just steal wildlife. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I never intended for anything to happen. I just want you to remember that that's not me at all. That was somebody else.
You're right. And you know what? And I trust you. You seem like somebody who's trustworthy. And you know what? I think that what you're doing is honorable. When I was back home, you know, I had a boyfriend who used to steal alligators from the local farm, and he would skin them and make me a nice purse so I'd have it for my pageants. So, you know, I think what you're doing is noble. But, you know, I just wanted to say, like, it was weird.
Wait, so you wear animal products?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, like I got to represent my home state. And I mean, I feel like 50% of the inhabitants are creatures. So, you know, I got to bring them along with me.
Wait, shh. No, we're not talking about you. He wants to know, are you right now wearing something that has been made from the body of a living thing?
Well, I mean, I do have fur-lined shoes, but I don't see how that's relevant.
I mean, it was something living. How would you like it if somebody cut off all your hair while you were sleeping and they made it into a wig?
Well, you know what? That did happen to me. My mama said that my hair wasn't looking good when I was a kid, and she put me in a wig for toddlers and tiaras, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. I hear, you know, maybe I'm just trying to honor some beauty.
Harry and Roberta, please meet. Harry and Roberta.
Roberta, been a long time.
Hi, Harry. How are you? You're the only normal one in this house.
Oh, thank you. I do get that a lot. Hey, what's going on lately? I mean, just all the noise and such, and the crying baby, and you know, I was giving Lindsay one of those suction things. You know, those things that just kind of emulate those little hickeys and such. I think I sold one to you back in the day when you were still on the show. But yeah,
That
I
was
just
you?
yeah.
I thought that was G, and I was getting all jealous because I like G, but G won't get rid of the little sharky thing. And Michael wanted me to pay him for sex. Did he ask you to pay him for sex too?
No, he didn't.
You're the only one. Oh, but don't feel bad. I don't. He asked everybody else in the house.
It seems like you're trying to make me feel bad here. I mean,
I never do that.
I was gonna say no anyway. If he did ask me, so like there's no point, right? My love is with Maddie, but even her, I don't know. Do you have trust issues, Roberta? Because I'm feeling them right now.
Well, you know what? You're making me feel like I'm back in Hannah Montana. We're like, you're accusing me of stuff, you know? Like,
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying that I distrust you right now, and then you seem to be making me feel bad and attempting to do so.
I'm not attempting to make you feel bad. I'm just pointing out the truth.
You're fidgeting right now. What are you fidgeting with? Oh, by the way, Madeline and I had a great necklace on. Huh, so nice.
Oh, now who's trying to make who feel bad?
Michael, Madeline, and Roberta, please meet now. Michael, Madeline, and Roberta.
Hi, Madeline.
Roberta, how lovely.
You like my bracelet, Madeline?
I see you finally got some taste. So yes, I love it. I mean, I think it would go really great with this beautiful necklace that Michael was so kind to sell me.
Michael, is there anything you won't sell?
I'll sell anything. I've got to the point where none of it matters anymore. So no attachments except to cash.
Mm. You know, Michael, I appreciate your business ambition. I feel like you must have earned quite a bit of cash while you were in here.
Yeah, it's been working well. You know, I didn't want to say anything until that we were done with the show, but I've been running my own show
Oh,
under the show with my
oh.
own cameras. So it should be a pretty cool reveal once I get out of here and can get to my editing stuff. So
But
my
wait, bottom
sweet
line is, what is your end game, Michael? Is your end game to get
money.
Liz back for what? What are you doing with
Oh
all
no, no, Lindsay, no, no, no. I just want money. It's just money. It's
to
all I
do with
want.
what with? What is your goal when we get out of the house?
Oh, my goal is to really, really turn on the afterburners and rake in all the cash from the sub stories that are spinning out from this. So once that stuff gets out there, none of these relationships, you know, are going to survive any of it. So it's kind of like a one and done type of show. Make the money, grab it all, and get out of Dodge.
And you've been
Lindsay,
with
Harry, and
Liz
G.
since
Lindsay,
third.
Harry, and G, please meet.
Lindsay, I heard that you have a manatee here.
I do.
Can I have it?
I will give this to you, but can you help me get Michael back? Like, I love him so much, and I
For
don't
God's
care
sake.
if he'll sell my dress. I don't care if he'll sell our child. I don't care about any of it. I just want him back so bad.
I know someone who knows the way to please a man.
Mr. the Chomp?
You know, Chomps After Dark.
Oh my God, G, that smells terrible.
Harry, you know what? I don't want to hear it. You're just saying these bad things. I know back in the day when we were kids and I tried to show you one of my cool snakes and you were all method. You're like, oh, I'm afraid of snakes. I'm young Indiana Jones. I can't do it. You know, let's just bury the hatchet. All right. It's done. You're not young Indiana anymore.
And and I owe you, Harry, for giving me that fake ID for a while. I was able to use it, get into clubs with twins that I can't mention their names because, you know, lawsuit. But that was fun until I ended up in jail. But thank you, Harry. Like,
Okay, Harry, if you could stay out here, other two, you can go back to your rooms. Now, you haven't really had a scene with Michael yet, and perhaps you two can conjure up some other game you guys been playing. So, Michael, come on out and talk with Harry.
Hey, another day on set, right?
Here we go. Another day, another dollar. What do you got for me today?
Well, a couple of questions come to mind, but I do want to ask about just the child, okay? And just is
My
there?
kid?
Yeah, that it's yours, right? Was that sentence?
As far as I
declared?
know, that is my child. Yeah.
Okay, all right. You know, it doesn't have your eyes though.
You know, it's funny you say that. I was literally just looking at your eyes and I was like, man, it's like looking at my kid. It's crazy because, yeah, they don't have my dark eyes. So that's always.
You know, you were always good at these little bits, but I'm not. I know a forgery when I see one, and this is a little bit right now, Michael. So very very funny. But as you know, I don't sleep around in this house. I'm not Chomps himself. So I only have one true love in this house, who I understand you offered to pay to have her pay you for sex. Is that what I'm getting at?
Look, some people pay for play, some don't. Um, so, yeah, sometimes when I don't feel up to it, I might add a couple zeros.
Okay, G and Roberta, if you could meet, sounds like you've got some unresolved issues.
Oh, gee. Is he there or are you alone?
No, he's not here.
Well, thank God. Is he there?
Roberta, the only reason that I invited him
Oh,
into our private time is because you told me about your merman fantasy. And so I thought that this would be a welcome thing for you. But if you want, he won't be involved. He'll just watch. I'll leave him on the bureau.
I don't want him to watch. He has too many teeth.
What's he going to do with his teeth from the bureau?
I don't know.
There's nothing he can do.
Plus, I heard you already slept with Lindsay.
No, that was Chomp. Chomp's After Dark slept with Lindsay. I never touched Lindsay. I've only
Madeline?
Okay, maybe I touched Madeline a little bit, but she got scared off. You're the only one that I've been consistent with, and the only one I want to be consistent with. I'll put on the scales. I know I refused before, but I'll do it if it means that you'll be comfortable.
Okay,
what
Lindsay and Madeline. Lindsay and Madeline. Just to let you know, Lindsay, that's your dress Madeline's wearing.
I know, and I need that back because that was the last good time me and Michael shared.
It's coming right back in your closet, girlfriend. But I think you really need to take it up with Michael. If you're trying to get back with him, you guys got to work some of your stuff out.
Do you know people call you Corella Deville because you wear shoes that have like cats and puppies and gorillas on them? You know that, right?
Well,
you have a very dark side to you. And
Okay, if everybody could come on back out, we're time for our vote. We've been able to see everybody now, and this is a time where they're going to vote somebody off. So we're just going to go around right now. Michael, who would you like to vote off?
Roberta.
Roberta, okay. And Roberta, who would you like to vote off?
This is a no-brainer. Madeline.
Madeline, okay. And Madeline, who would you like to vote off?
I would like to vote off G and his friend.
Okay. And Lindsay, who would you like to vote off?
I love you, Michael.
Okay, but who are you voting off?
Chomps.
Okay, so G. Okay, all right. And Chomps, you and G. Who are you voting off?
Harry, because he says that my
Harry.
friend stinks.
Okay, Harry. All right, and now let's go to Harry. Who are you voting off, Harry?
Although a vote for G is a vote for Chomps, it's going to go to Michael. You were my friend, Michael, but you betrayed me.
Okay, so Michael. Okay, but G, you got the two votes. You'll be not coming back. You and Chomp, you will not be doing any more damage to anybody's body anymore. We won't have to get a doctor out here for Lindsay, who's obviously got so many different types of things.
She liked it.
Okay, so this is it then. Michael only had one, Harry had one, Roberta had one, Madeline had one, Lindsay had none, and G had two. We're going to do our closing monologues right now. We'll start with Michael, so everybody else, and myself. We're going to go bye-bye. You got 30 seconds to wrap it up.
So if you're an actor and you're struggling with your needs, don't be afraid to do some sexual deeds. This is the way that I rhyme and I rap. And when I'm feeling happy, I put on my cap. That's about all I have to say to anybody at this house.
Harry.
The reason I'm dressed like this is because I'm going on a date with the love of my life. And, Indiana Jones had many women in his life, but there was only one, Marion Ravenwood, and this is how I see Madeline. This was a good shoot, I guess, but I did lose a friend, so in that way, it's a Pyrrhic victory for me. But, I'm not struggling with money financially in whatever case whatsoever, so I think it's going to be okay, and I think I'll pick up the bill tonight.
Lindsay.
The only thing I've ever wanted was Michael. I'm going to stay in this house for as long as it takes to get him back, and I don't care what I have to sell. That's all.
Roberta.
Well, I'm really not happy. I was just getting somewhere with G, and now he's gone. I thought about, taking Chomps and digging him a hole in the backyard. So I'm going to stay, and I decided I'm going to take all of Madeline's jewelry. And I'm going to
Madeline.
take that dress.
Well, I would just like to say that this experience has been wonderful, a lot more pleasant than all of my pageants. And you know what? I might have stolen some stuff in my life, but Harry has stolen my heart, and together we're going to steal all Michael's money. So I'm really looking forward to it.
G.
You know what? We're glad that this happened, aren't we? Yeah. There's not enough animals in this house to free, so we'll take 2 tickets to the zoo.
Okay, everybody, come on back in. We're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you, audience at home, for watching us today. We did have an audience in here, 22 people competing against the debate. So I thought that was pretty amazing. You guys did a great job. I'm going to introduce each one of them, and we'll be back in 4 weeks with Naked and Afraid, the long-form version. Michael.
Yeah. What a fun show. Secondhand Faith and Chomps After Dark. Awesome.
Roberta.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the craziness.
G.
Mr. Rosenchamp says, thank you very much for watching.
Lindsay.
Michael put a hat on because he's secretly obsessed with me.
Madeline.
Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in a couple weeks.
Harry.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope you enjoyed.
Okay, wave goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in 4 weeks with Naked and Afraid, the long-form version debut.